So, it's the 15th of May 2023, and last week I was away, and while I was in the airport, my missus went off. Like, she left me with the bags. We sort of took turns staying with the stuff and walking off. And she went into WH Smith's to just browse, and she come running back. She went, "There's a book in there you need to go and look at." I said, "What's that?" She took a picture of it, showed me. Of course, I burst into laughter. I said, "Right, I need to go and find out where it is." She goes, "It's one you should read. I know you should." So I've gone in there, and on the top shelf is this video. It's this book, right? Now, if you if you watch my vlogs, a lot of people get offended by things I say because they take things quite literal sometimes, and they think I'm being nasty or I'm being arrogant or patronising or all those things. Where in actual fact, it's just passion and about a subject and how I feel, and I just say what I see. And sometimes I just say what I see, and a lot of people say to me, "You say the truth." Obviously, sometimes I have to be tactile, but I'd rather just say the truth. I don't like to hurt people's feelings, so I'm not always nasty about it, but when it comes to certain things, I do get a bit ranty. Anyway, so I've picked this book up and I've looked at it, and the 4 types of human behaviour and how to understand who's correct and who isn't. So you look in here and it just sort of says blue is introvert and passive, the green is reserved and passive, relation orientated, red is extrovert and active, and yellow is an implementer and active. And by looking at it, I was like, well, when you look at the traits of the people, you know, you look at just what I put myself in certain categories. So I was convinced that I was mainly a yellow with a hint of green. Now it turns out you could be all 4 colours. Not many people are one colour. A lot of the population are a certain colour with hints of other colours. You know, ideally 25% of all colours would be perfect, wouldn't it? Be a good balance. But I get really frustrated with people who don't understand, and people who are really slow and don't have the efficiency or the, I don't know, it's just, it just stresses me out. And my brain runs really, really quick. And when people are like, "Hi," they come into work, "Hi, I've come in to pick up a packet. It was delivered on Wednesday." They haven't even got the card out. "Give me the card, give me the tracking. I don't care about the story you're about to tell me. I just want to get your packet." I'm a little bit like that, and I know I am. It's my problem. I've always been like it. So, because I'm conscious of that, I have to kind of try and stop being so fucking arrogant, or I don't know what you'd call it. So, I looked at this, right, and I was like, well, let's have a look at these traits, right? So, when I looked at the red is this is the emotions they attach to it, and then I'll talk about it afterwards. So red: aggressive, ambitious, strong-willed, goal-orientated, pushy, problem solver, pioneer, decisive, innovator, impatient, controlling, convincing, performance-orientated, powerful, results-orientated, initiator, speed, timekeeping, intense, opinionated, straightforward, independent. Now, I am a lot of those things. I certainly am ambitious, so I am aggressive sometimes. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily ambitious. I am strong-willed, not really goal-orientated. I can be pushy. I can problem solve. Pioneer, decisive, yeah, I suppose so. Innovator, on days. Impatient, definitely. Controlling, if in the wrong mood. Convincing, performance-orientated, not overly. Powerful, results orientated, not really. Initiator, yes. Speedy, yes. Timekeeping, depends what day of the week it is. If I'm catching a plane, I'm timekeeping. I kind of have a level of timekeeping that some people don't understand. Opinionated, definitely. Straightforward, people would argue because they don't understand me. And independent, I am, right? So I've summed up that 30% of my personality, I think, is red, right? So the negatives of a dominant red personality is you can be pushy, strict, tough, dominant and hard. Yeah, I can sometimes. It depends on what situation we're in. My positives are I'm strong-willed, I'm independent, yeah, I'm definitely not ambitious, I'm determined, and I am effective. most of the time. It depends. If I don't like the subject, I'm not determined. Anyway, we'll go to yellow now. Now, yellow is what I think I am a lot of. So I'd say I'm 60% yellow and 30% red, right? So yellow, talkative, definitely. Enthusiastic, have days. Persuasive, yeah, I suppose so. Creative, yes. Optimistic, yes I am. I always think the glass is half full, even though sometimes I don't sound it. Social, definitely. Spontaneous, definitely. Expressive, definitely. Charming, other people would have to answer that. I suppose I can be sometimes. Full of vitality, have moments. I am happy most of the time, or upbeat, but I might not express it. Self-centered, yeah. Sensitive, 100%. Adaptive, yeah. Inspiring, I suppose I inspire some people. People say I do. Needs attention, I do need attention. Encouraging, can be. Communicative, yes. Flexible, yeah. Open, sociable, imaginative and easygoing. I am them things more than I am the other. Inspiring. So the negatives of the yellow are manipulative. I don't think I am manipulative knowingly. I suppose I can be, but I don't think I am. Hot-tempered. I can be. Undisciplined, definitely. Counteractive, yeah. Egotistic, of course. I'm a creative person, but I'm not always egotistic. I know when to sort of... It's not always... You have to be egotistic, but... Positive. Inspiring, yeah, I try and inspire others. People do say I do. Stimulating. Enthusiastic. I am enthusiastic, but I'm not very good at showing the emotion enthusiasm. Because I'm not like, hey, come on, let's go. I have to be in the right mood to be able to express that. Dramatic. Fucking yes, I am dramatic. Outgoing. Yeah, I suppose so. Green. Now, green, I'd say I'm a little bit of green. I'd say I'm probably about 5-10% of green, depending, because I have got a little bit of blue in me as well. But I'd say these are the really low scores. Now, my missus is definitely green and blue. That's probably why we get on, because she's my opposite. Not that I don't get on with red and yellows, but green, right? So this is most of the population. Patient, I certainly am not patient. Relaxed, I can be. Self-control, yeah, I suppose I am. I haven't lost my job. Reliable, yeah. Composed. Loyal, yeah, I'm loyal. Modest, definitely modest. Understanding, most of the time. Lengthy, certainly not. Stable, argue. There's an argument there. Stable, me, don't know. Prudent, discreet, certainly not. Supportive, yes. Good listener, I've been told I am. Helpful, been told I am. Producer, depends if I'm interested. Persistent, depends if I'm interested. Reluctant, sometimes. Thoughtful, I've been told I'm very thoughtful. Conceals feelings, not usually I express them. Considerate, apparently I am. Kind, apparently I am. So the negatives of the green is they're stubborn. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily stubborn. Uncertain, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily uncertain. Compliant, definitely not. Disciplined, dependent, yes. Awkward, can be sometimes. Positive, supportive, apparently I am. Respectful, I try to be. Obliging, yes, I suppose so. Reliable and pleasant, I suppose some of the time I am. Blue. Conscientious, systematic, distant, correct, conventional, seems insecure, objective, structured, analytic, perfectionist, needs time, reflecting, methodical, seeks facts, quality orientated, scrutinises, follows rules, logical, questioning, meticulous, reflective and reserved. Well, not many of those things. So I certainly am not a perfectionist. I don't need time. I don't scrutinise everything. I'm logical. I fucking don't follow rules. I do question. I'm not particularly meticulous. I do reserved. No, not overly. So I suppose I am conscientious, but not a lot of these things are really fucking... I'm not one of those persons who has to check everything. So the negatives, critical, indecisive, narrow-minded, fastidious. Fucking checks everything, right? Moralising. Fastidious. Fatidious? Is it faticit? I can't fucking pronounce it. I just can't, but I will be able to in a minute. Fastidious. So basically, overchecks everything. Positive. I can't even say this. Diligent. This is what I mean. I can't pronounce things. Thoughtful, serious, persistent, demanding, methodical. I'm not methodical. I suppose my job has made me a little bit more, because the blue I see more of an autistic sort of structured, yeah. Blue's not blue. I'm not blue. I'm not blue. There's a very small amount of blue in me. There's a small amount of green in me. I'm more yellow than I am anything, with quite a touch of red. So after reading this book, I've realised that I now kind of understand the human race a little bit more. So when someone's a little bit more slow and I'm getting impatient, and I'm like, oh, for God's sake, I'm just going. In my head, I'm like, oh, they're just a different personality type. They're blue, just accept it. And it's helped me be able to look at other people and maybe able to be a bit more considerate about shit. It's also taught me a little bit about myself, in some sense. I'm not unhappy with what I am. I'm glad I'm not 100% red. Jesus Christ, could you imagine being that fucking ambitious? I don't think I've ever been ambitious in my fucking life. You know when you was at school and the teacher went, oh, what do you want to do for a living? I'm like, a job? Because I'm one of those people that if I'd done something I really enjoyed, I'd get bored of it. I just not, and that puts me in yellow so badly, because when you actually go into the deeps of these people, yellow, you know, there was this bit in here where it talks about different groups, like, so the red group, people who are predominantly red, come up with, they were given this task, and they had to come up with this, whatever it was, and then all separate colours were put into different rooms. And the red come up with a new idea within 10 minutes, and it was nothing like what the question was, because they didn't really read it or take much notice. And the yellow was like, oh, you know, yeah, we've come up with an idea, it's not really, yeah, okay, but we're not going to do anything about it, we've got an idea. The green was like kind of, I don't know, they were almost like, they come up with an idea, but there was no sort of like oomph about it, where the blues were constantly questioning everything. Oh, I'm not sure about that, not sure about that. And it really goes into detail, and then you listen, you actually look at it and you think, well, actually, I'm not what I thought I was, you know? So I'm more inspiring, dominant, then stable, then analytic. So I'm inspiring, dominant, stable, analytic. And I'd say I'm more inspiring and dominant than I am stable and analytic. You know, when I actually look at these things, what it says about here, like what people say about me to my face, like I can be aggressive. My parents used to say, stop being so aggressive. Not ambitious. I am strong-willed. Not goal-orientated. I can be pushy. I am a problem solver. But in here, like innovator, I suppose I can be, but I have to really be interested. I'm not that driven. I've never been that driven, because I see the world, it's like, hold on, I'm a fucking animal living on a rock, right? You don't see elephants go out and go, oh, what we're going to do today? Let's, you know, it's just too much. It's too much. I'm just fucking lazy. And that's a little bit what yellow's like. So, if you want to read, really interesting book. You know, most of us, I say, have got a little bit of each in. But I'll say I'm more that, with more of that. So, 60%, 30%, I'd say probably 8%, 2%. That's me. But yeah, really interesting book. By now, Surrounded by Idiots is exactly how I feel in the world. And that sounds really fucking arrogant. But sometimes I go, how can you not grasp this? How do you not understand? And that's such red trait. It's red trait, and it's all the time. God, it's so frustrating. Like when we was on holiday, like we'd get ready to go and leave the room. Now I do. If I'm leaving and going to do something for the day, I'll put all the things I need in a pile, so I don't forget my keys, I don't forget my wallet, I don't forget my phone, but I'll put them in a pile. If I didn't put them in the pile as I remembered it, I would be one of those people who forgot everything as you walked out the door. where my missus double checks everything. So she, oh, have I got that? Have I got that? And she'll make me, oh, have you got your card? I've just put my card in my wallet. I remember going like that and putting my card in my wallet, and she'll go, you got your card? And it'll make me check it, because she's made me feel like I haven't got my card, because she needs to know that I've got my card. And that's a blue trait and a green trait. And I think that's probably why we bounce off each other a little bit better than what we do. And we give each other, like, I give her confidence, because she, like, a lot of people say to me, stop mollycoddling your girlfriend. It's like, I'm not mollycoddling her. It helps her confidence-wise. Like, so she can't write something, she's not very good at English, or doesn't feel confident with it. She'll say, I'll write that for you. She'll hand me her phone. I'll go, no, you write it this time. I'll help you. And there might be a time where I can't be bothered to help her because I'm not in the right mood. I'll take her phone and I'll write it for her. Because sometimes she needs to do it for herself or she'll never learn. But at the same time, sometimes she just needs a hug and a bit of care. And it could be interpreted wrong sometimes, but it's not mollycoddling, it's care. There's a very fine line between the two. But yeah, I think my missus is complete opposite to me. So she's more those, I'm more those, if you like. She has got a touch of this in her, because she does get on with shit. She does get things done. So she must have a touch of red in her. She's more, I don't know, I got to say she's more money orientated than me. No, she's got a little bit of Jewish in her. That might be why. Sorry to any Jewish people, I don't mean to offend. But yeah. Anyway, peace, love and light and stuff. Read it.